Things That Women Do is the 8th novel by author Cynn Chadwick from over the mountain there in Asheville, North Carolina. And she was gracious enough to make that beautiful drive over the mountain to talk to us this morning about your newest work, 8th novel.
8th novel.
Tell us about this one, Things That Women Do. Kind of give us a synopsis.
The story is about, it begins with a young woman named Anna Shields who gets a kind of a strange letter from an eccentric aunt that she's never met, and is invited to Tennessee, which is a made-up place in Tennessee. And when she gets there, she finds out that this estranged aunt is also living in this farmhouse with 3 other older women. All these women are in their 60s. Right. And it's in a blizzard, and she starts to learn a lot of secrets that they've been keeping all these years.
With them their history.
Right, the histories. And so it goes back and forth in time. It goes back and forth between 1985 and present day. And she learns all of these things that these women have done essentially to survive.
And they all kind of wrap around her history.
They do, and she doesn't know it in the beginning, but learns that she is very much a part of their past, and they become very much a part of her future. So the story, as it goes back and forth, we learn about each one of them. They all have their own points of view. There are 5 women. Right. There are potentially 17 multi-generational women characters in the story that we go back and forth and
How
see.
difficult was it weaving all of those histories and all of that story together?
It was challenging, and the first draft of it, because the chapters change back and forth, and it wasn't doing the things that I wanted it to do. And so I had a friend read it, and she said, "Oh, I think if you just flip chapter 1 and chapter 2, it would work." Right. But when I did that, the entire thing fell apart. So I had to go back and,
Sometimes it's good to get advice, sometimes not.
Right, but it wound up being a good thing because, in fact, the way that the structure of the narrative goes does go back and forth in time. It does shift from one point of view to another throughout the story, and we get these really sort of very interesting, sometimes not so good stories from these women who have done the ultimates from murder and other things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Don't give away too much.
No, not going to give away too much. Right, true.
This is true.
But there's a lot of that in there.
Do you find when you get the kernel of an idea of a story, is it hard to sometimes get it planted in the ground to get it to grow to what you want it to be?
I think all writers have different processes, but my process is a tendency to be curious about something. Right. So it'll keep coming back at me, and so I spend a lot of time just imagining. I don't try to do much except if it keeps revisiting. Right. And this was a really, if I have a little time, the beginning of this happened because a lot of it kept coming back to me, almost the theme. What do women do? And I remembered a story of my mother's. When I was a girl, she had a best friend who, in a divorce situation, sadly committed suicide. But she had 2 daughters, and when I was 9 and 10, these girls were friends of mine. And then after that happened, they disappeared. And I was at a writers' conference in Sanibel Island, Florida, and I was on the beach, and I kept thinking about things that women do, and I was thinking, and this scene came into my mind of these women dancing around a fire. Right. And I turned around, it was sunset, and I turned around, and what I saw in that burst of sun almost brought all of these stories together. Right. And the next day, I get a text message from this young girl who was a friend of mine 50 years ago, and said, "I'm in a bakery in your town right now." And I drove over and said, we hadn't seen each other in 50 years. Right. And I said, "How did you, oh my God." And so it was a sign, and then, we chatted for a minute, and then she disappeared. Right. And I really think that it was to let me know that this story needed to be told. Right. And it was about things that, suicides that that women resort to, versus, and also the championing of the bad things that happen and how we make those things better. Right. And I knew that I had a lot of stories that I wanted to bring together, and that's kind of how this one happened, was these different stories of people that I've known over the years and women.
But for you, instead of a light bulb going off, it was a sunset.
It was a sunset. It truly was. That's a really nice way to put it. That really was, that sunset was, and I don't know if you've ever been at that horizon point, and you see a sunset like you've never seen one before. It's a big ball of fire, and that's how this story started, was this big ball of fire.
Now, I'm kind of asking you, the other 7 novels you've done before this kind of like this, or a different approach to things?
Very differently in structure, mostly points of view that are singular and very linear stories,
Right.
and they're all women's stories.
Right.
They probably thematically kind of run similarly because I'm always curious about what women do.
Right.
And some of them are funnier than not, and others are darker than not. This one is very different from the others, though, because I think when you're a writer and you get your own formula, whatever you want to call it, down, sometimes you have to blow it up. And I had to blow this one up in order to get all these women. They were yelling at me.
I like
you
that.
know.
Yeah, you had to blow it up before you could put it all back together.
I really did. It was that. So that to me makes it especially different from the others.
I could sit here and talk to you about this all day. I wish I could.
Appreciate
I
this
really wish I could.
very much.
Really quickly, where can folks get this book?
So this will be on, I believe it'll be on Amazon,
Yes.
in Barnes & Noble. It'll be on Kindle. It will be on the JCP site. It will be on the Indie Book site. And if you're looking for it at your brick and mortar, if you go in and ask for it, they will order it.
Absolutely.
And I've got a launch coming up at Malaprops in Asheville in January.
Oh,
and so we're going to do a panel of women who are writers and talking about what women do.
Sounds like an amazing day.
It will be a great one. It'll be.
Cynn
Thank you so
Chadwick,
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hey, folks, we've got some information up on the screen right now. It is Things Women Do. Look for it coming soon.
Thank you.
Are you